Hello and welcome. I'm Rahul Kumar, and if you are new here, welcome to my channel. And if you are consistently watching me again and again, then welcome back to my channel. And I am very grateful that you are watching my channel again and again. So for that, I will be really very glad to you. And today, I will be talking about some personal thoughts. It may not be cognitive, it may not be rational. Because I will be talking about God and His power, and does He really exist, or what happens, whenever you come to contemplate about God. Is it true that God exists, or something happens? So I'm going to talk about it, and I'm going to enlighten that very topic with my ideas. My ideas are personal. It may differ with your opinion, but I would like to draw your kind attention towards that if you believe in God, I would not say you that don't believe in God. Not even I will tell you that do believe in God, but I will tell you a little bit of my understanding and a lot of people's understanding, because I have speculated their opinion as well before coming to a conclusion. So first of all, I would tell you that my thoughts would not be cognitive, would not be rational, based on some personal feelings, but that doesn't mean that our understanding has grown so much that we can define that based on some scientific research or of science results. We cannot define the limits of cognitive and rational reality related to God. So that's why I would say that even science is limited nowadays. Even today, we cannot define some things, even with the help of string theory or something. We cannot define that how many dimensions will exist. Some speculations and observation and postulations have come that more than 10 dimensions occur, but some people still postulates that there may be multiverse, there may be something beyond that, but we are not on a substantial result. We have mathematical results, but it gives different postulations. That's why it's still we are limited. That doesn't mean also that if we are limited, that we could be believing in a God that could define that if something broad really exists. But I would say that our understanding has not grown so much that we can define each and everything. We are also limited, just like an ant. It cannot contemplate string theory on its own. The same may be with us, that we are not so much versed, we are not so much potential, we do not have such kind of potential that we can define God. So it may be that with the evolution of our DNA, it may be that we will be more intellectual in future, and with the augmentation of AI, artificial intelligence, we may reach in better science environment that rather than today. Our results and our knowledge and understanding will grow, it will be deepened. But that doesn't mean that we can say that if we will reach somewhere we can define God. No, it may be that our DNA will not grow so much that we can define each and every working and functionality of universe. Or it may be that multiverse exists, or it may not be true. But I'm just telling you all these things because whenever we talk about God and His power, some people used to classify that science is everything. Science is also limited, and our understanding is also limited. That we have to consider that we are still mammal. Nothing else than that. So that's why I would say that if you want to believe in God, it's your understanding. But where I feel, if you will believe in God, you have something to fall back. you know you have something in your mind which gives you power. If you believe in God, you are much more rest assured that someone is there to help you, and you may leave something upon God, and what may help you, it happens, but I would say that if you believe strongly in God, it is reality that it may be true that you will feel something amazing in this world, and you will start believing more, you know that's why I would say, if you are believing in God, but irrespective of your religion, I'm not talking about religion, particular religion, I'm talking about whatever religion you follow. If you believe in that very religion's God, and if you believe, your belief is really strong, you will certainly get some, remarks and some footstep of those kind of scenario and peoples, where you will start believing that their power really exists, because manifestation sometimes becomes physical reality, because we strongly think about that, and we strongly move in that very direction. We take firm actions, substantial actions in that very direction. That's why we get results, that kind of results, and that's why it becomes true. Our dreams will be realized sometimes, that's why we start believing in God. That's why I'm telling you, if you are believing in God, then believe it wholeheartedly, and my personal view is that, if you will believe in God, and if you are in difficult situation, where I believe, then you have to leave it to 100% to, you have to surrender to the God, and then you have to ask for help, then the help will come. I have seen that in different ways, God will help you. I know that, he has strong power, because until unless you don't leave it 100% wholeheartedly to the God, and you have something in your mind that I'm capable of dealing with the situations, help won't come to you, because God even don't interfere in your personal opinion. But as I believe it happens to me, because many sages also say that, in Gita it is written that you have to surrender to the God before calling him for your help, wholeheartedly you have to call, and you have to surrender to God, then only he helps. Where I think believing in God will give you a strong determination, a strong mindset, you will have something substantial to fall back, if you are in a different situations. That's why it helps, this is my personal understanding, that's what I'm talking about. But based on cognitive and rational beliefs, and maybe some scientific research, everybody will justify that, science is everything to define each and every process of the universe. It may be true that many physical reality will be defined with the help of science, but that doesn't mean that we can define everything with the help of science. No, science has still limited visibility. It cannot peeps into each and everything. It doesn't have such kind of reachability nowadays. So that's why I would see that, because we feel that, that's why I'm talking about God's potentials. We feel that, that's why we make certain kind of thinking, we make certain kind of decisions in our mind, that's why we start believing in God, and that's why it happens to us. So that's why we cannot what I say, discard altogether our personal reality or personal feelings also. So that's why I would say that believing in God is not bad, and even bigotry is not, bigotry is not really okay also. So I'm telling you 100%, if you surrender to God, and if you ask your personal God, whomever you believe, you will certainly get help, and you will be helped by him, that I strongly believe. This is my personal view, that's why I'm telling you. But that's why I'm not contradicting that some people, are atheist, they don't like being talking about God. But based on certain people's modern thinking, you cannot really discard that the power of God does not exist. Whatever happens in your life, it has some mystical value, and I don't ask you to believe in mysticism, rather I tell you, believe in yourself and believe in a supernatural power which controls each and everything, because there are many things to look about and look after, that defines that, the world has been made in such an order where there are something to have a belief about. That's all I will be talking about today. Thank you for listening to me.